Okay, the big question is eye defense good? That's what a few people have been asking me in the comments lately, so this is a video on eye defense. So forgive the quality of the footage, is from a drone taken, but it will help just in explaining what exactly eye defense is. So at the play of the ball, you can see the defense structure is in a triangle. Now this is middle, link. Okay, now this defender here is called the eye defender. And the eye defender will never make touches when they're trying to do a strike dump. The only time he will make touches is if he's saving the try. Now a lot of times this is called a saver middle. And this middle here is called either the point middle or the mad dog middle. Now mad dog, by mad dog we mean like a dog on a leash. He's just up, sort of running around everywhere like a mad dog. Okay, now I've scribbled on the thing, so we'll keep moving. Now you can see there that that's the link trying to work hard, and he's always in good shape. So now when they try and run the play, the saver middle will step up, this middle will step up as well, and everyone will just sort of shut down. Now when you run a move, just say you want to run a rooster or a 4-on-3, now you need to make sure you're dumping on the middle. Now a lot of reasons team will do eye defense is if you throw the ball this way, you naturally want this middle. So eye defensive shape will mean that we send a link up and this middle. So your only options now are not the one you want. So it basically destroys the play before it even happens. That's in theory. And there is other reasons why we do eye defense. It's actually very popular in mixed. We'll talk about that a bit later in the video. But as you can see, that play gets shut down. This is more eye defense. You can see the triangle shape. Our eye defender is the number 2 here. And let's just watch what happens. Now the reason why this player pulled up there is because number 2 was waiting back here and he doesn't want to dump the ball too close to the line. Now these two have retreated, need to make the touch, and now because the Australian team have stopped and they're not running into their play, this number 2 can go and get them. Which is what happens. As soon as they've stopped and can run backwards, he now goes, and now they've run their play basically with no forward momentum. So they have to start from a static play. And because you're starting from a static play, it does mean that you're allowed to get back on side a lot easier. Let's have another look example of eye defense. This is the mad dog middle up, or the point middle. This middle's never going to make a touch unless somehow you've manipulated the attack really well. This link's going to help out if they try and drag the ball all the way over this side. Because we don't obviously want this middle here chasing over the other side of the field and leaving his link and wing with 40 meters of space to cover. That's just not going to happen. So that link will help out by walking forward and just sort of cutting the field, as a lot of people might say. So there it is here. You can see that these guys, they probably want someone like this guy here who can throw a big right to left pass, but they need that middle. Because if they dump it on the link, the dummy half is going to run straight into this middle and it's just man on. We can't beat a man on a onside player as good as we can beat an offside player. So they try and get the next touch up. So they've got to go with the other side. Now the problem with this is there's too much space out here, which means it's a tiny open side and it's a lot easier to defend. So when I say about eye defense trying to destroy the play before it happens, let's have a look at what happens here. They're trying to get that eye defender middle. They're just throwing the ball around a little bit. And they're spending a lot of time and energy on getting that one middle. They're so focused on getting that middle, or they're so focused on milking a penalty because this team's not moving forward. Now, to that point there, I believe this referee would blow a penalty. Now, this is probably in the 7th edition rules, which is the edition before the one we're in now, where you were allowed to walk a lot more slowly towards the ball, which is probably why it wasn't penalised here. So with your eye defense, if you are running an eye defense, one time where you can get the eye defender to move forward is if, say, okay, that's links up, I'm going to throw it out to that link. Now, as soon as this player has the ball, you can now step up. The link's going to chase out here. Now, if she throws the ball back into the middle and the eye defender stepped up, it's a hospital ball and they've got no forward momentum, so you can get back onside a lot easier. They've got no flow into that ruck. So that's a lot what eye defense is about. The reason they use it in mixed is to make sure that the girl is always on the short side defending man on, or manning in player. I know there's not really a term that describes that in a gender neutral way, but yeah, it's defending man on. You always want to have your girl players defending man on, which means the middle next to them is going to make a touch, so they're pulling corner, or the link's going to make a touch, so they're just defending man on. That's the reason why they do it in mixed. So yeah, if he had come up and slammed that, they would have had no momentum to run this play. So I'm just going to run through these examples. I'm not going to stop and talk too much unless I think I might need to. But this is eye defender. You can see him back. Whoop, you can see him back all the way there. Yeah, I will stop. I lied. You can see him back all the way there. So now they've got the middle here, which is taking up a lot of space. This is a men's game, by the way, and the link here as well. So this link can also step up if he needs to. But this middle's done a good job because he's forced the play all crowded up on this side. So let's see how they run their play. I believe it's a rooster. But when they run this rooster, the ball play here is going to run straight into that eye defender, which is what he does. The eye defender will make that touch. He's right in front of him. He throws the cutout ball. Now this is where it goes to man on. Throws the cutout ball. This defender had this player. This defender's got this player. Now the reason this is a try is because I'm not sure if the winger had any communication to him, but he just decided to shut down. Now if he held on his man, that's stopped. Okay, let's go again. We run, but we run straight into that eye defender. And it's a changeover. But let's have a look now at the way eye defense can be attacked. And there's some really bad weaknesses when it comes to eye defense. Let's have a look at the first one. So now all we're doing here is keeping our triangle together, and the I think this might be a link and a middle, but all they're doing is they're staying a little bit, they're keeping a little bit of distance away from the ball. So if this player comes in too hard, we pass the ball out. If this player comes in too hard, we pass the ball out the other side. And the idea is to get this player penalized for not walking forward. So we're just waiting. There's the pass. Now he's progressed himself up. Now he has to make the touch. Tries to dominate the play of the ball, but is scored on. And when we do have a look at that touch as well, we have both middles up and a link still hanging on the 7 as well. So too many players offside. Very easy to attack 3, 2 middles and a link all the way up that far. So here's another one. Links up, middles up. Okay, and it looks like it's going to be a dump, trying to dump on the link. He's going to make the touch, but this player will just bounce out, which is what happens. Bounce out, try. So it can be set up really well. He could be yelling out to this player here, just go down, go down, go down, and it's just a little bounce play. You can do that a lot in park touch. It's actually quite effective, especially in mixed, when you've got that boy link working extra. Another one. Links coming in heaps, and we just get them for numbers. Same again with that eye defense. Another play that you can run. Now we have a video on the channel called Sniper Defense. Now if you run an out ball, which is what they're about to play, spoiler alert, and this link would normally get a good pre-touch, he would fly in and just shut that down. But because Now, I'm not sure if they're on the right players or whatever, but because he's still running backwards because he was up, he was off the line trying to help out in the defense, he can't actually move forward until he gets back on side, which is a problem. So they're running a play. Now, there's the out ball, and he still hasn't got back on side yet. So you're running a play at someone who's retreating. The chances of you beating them are a lot higher. So there's the out ball. By the time he gets on side and realizes, it's too late. Whereas if he had been back moving forward, sorry, my mistake, that wasn't a sniper one, that was a middle out ball, but this next one is a sniper one. If he was moving forward, okay, he would have been able to make the choice to chase out a lot better. So this is Manly. They're going to run a quarterback play. Now, Link is just off screen there. So normally what would happen is this player pulls corner, and you've seen before that quarterback really beats this saving middle, because the saving middle is always a lot tighter. So the saving middle comes in, and because normally a quarterback, if you can read it as an open side link, you would fly in and snipe the play. Because you are up here defending, it just makes it so much harder to get back on side, and now you risk not being able to snipe in defense because you're still moving back on side because you are up so high. So your pre-touch as an open side link is hindered quite a bit. So because of that, you can see the saving middle's beaten, and now you've got to make a decision like this whether you can make the touch or not, which is a lot harder. Lucky enough, the touch is made, but you did have a 3-on-2 that you had to cover. Here's another one again, a quarterback. Now let's say this link was up on the 7 meters, or I think this might have been a 5 at this game. But when we beat that saving middle, because he's too far up, getting back on side is very difficult. So those are just the kind of things. So it does have some good things and it does have some bad things about eye defense. My personal verdict, I would only ever do it in mixed for the reasons that I spoke about, keeping the girl link at man on. The reason why I wouldn't do it in men's or women's is because you're spending too much time and energy trying to destroy the play before it happens. Whereas if it actually does happen and you're in eye defense, it puts you out of shape. You're completely out of shape to what you would be practicing your defensive policies anyway. Whereas if you just defend shutdown defense, you can always practice defending the exact same way and condition yourself to get really good at it. That's just my personal opinion. A lot of people do love eye defense. I've done eye defense before in teams that I've coached, and it's been very successful. But yeah, let me know which defensive policy you prefer in the comments. And we hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time.